All right, hello and welcome to Swing It and Ding It, an iHeartMedia podcast.
Man, this is a birdie fest.
It's a Philly show, baby.
Let's go. All right, welcome into Swing It and Ding It, an iHeartMedia podcast presented by Comcast Business, introducing ultimate speed for business, the fastest internet plans yet from Comcast Business, powering possibilities. As we, this is going to be a weather. We know it, Harry. This is going to be a weather talk. This is when we ask ourselves, why do we live in this area?
Right.
You know, although our friends down in Florida are a little chilly this morning, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. Also, the Penn Club on Second. We got to talk about a little event coming up there soon, and we'll talk
Eagles
about them.
Event.
Yeah, when we talk about Sea Island a little bit later in the show. But we are joined by Max Sherman and Michael Hulle from Buy My Ballz.
With a Z.
Welcome in with the Z, of
Yeah.
course. Everybody knows that, Harry. Don't be silly.
Thank you.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Swing It and Ding It. How's it going? Good. So, we obviously want to talk about the whole thing, and we'll get a little. We like to talk about the golf journey in here because we are always intrigued by people that work in the game of golf because it's something that we would all love to do more. And you guys have found a way, which is pretty cool. But just talk to us a little bit about how this started and the idea about launching this company and where you guys are now.
All right. So I think I'll take it away for a little bit. So I guess Max and I have been friends since high school. Going around the block, and I started working for his dad's company, and we kind of got bored one day and we were like, hey, what can we do that we both love? And we kind of were like messing around some ideas, and we're like, hey, we both love golf. And I used to do this when I was a little kid, not to the extreme of what we're doing now, but what went around, kind of collected golf balls in the neighborhood and kind of gathered them and sold them to golfers that drove by and stuff like that when I was a kid. And I had the idea with Max one day. We were driving from work and we were like, hey, why don't we sell golf balls? So we went around, kind of did our research, and we flipped like 30,000 golf balls with 1 month. And we were like, okay, I think we have something here. And from there, we kind of went around and started talking to suppliers and kind of networking and kind of understanding the industry. And we were like, wow, this industry is just like the wild, wild west. There's really no structure around it. And we want to create something where there's actually true structure and kind of bring this industry to, as a whole and make it better for, I'll let Max kind of take over on like how we kind of started to do that now. And it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. So after we looked at the whole, industry as a whole, we really did like a feasibility analysis and like a market analysis, right? We looked at like every sector of the golf industry because we were like, okay, is this the best thing? Do we want to enter into like training aids, apparel, this or that? And we were like, you know what, like golf balls is something that everybody needs and nobody really wants to pay for it because they're expensive. I mean, I was in Arizona probably 8 months ago and I was at a golf course and it was $68 before tax for a box of Pro V1s. I'm like, that's just ridiculous for 12 golf balls. Nobody wants to pay that to nobody just wants to pay that. So what we looked at was how can we provide a really high quality product to people, make a part of golf more affordable, and then they can allocate, the funds that they would be paying towards, green fees, drinks after the round, stuff like that. So we looked into, how are we going to get these golf balls? Because, suppliers are one thing, and we are like, we got to get into the lakes. Like, how do we get into the lakes? How does this whole process start? Our home golf course in West Palm Beach, Florida was super, super helpful in the beginning of this process. They kind of like walked us through how the process works for them. So if they have a company come out, this is how it works. This is how much they're paying. And then we looked at them. We're like, okay, let us have a trial. And they looked at us like we were crazy. Like, we're like, let us dive your lakes. So we got in the lakes. We figured it out. We brought in these balls. And I mean, these balls were disgusting. They had clamshells on them. They had, mud and dirt. And Mike and I are in his backyard at his house with a dog pool, dumping balls in a dog pool, not knowing what we're doing. We're like, we don't know what to clean these with. We have like Dawn dish soap because if Dawn dish soap was used to clean ducks in an oil spill, we can use, them to clean golf balls. Well, that doesn't work. we had to like play with like, concoctions and try and not blow ourselves up with like, mixing this and that. And we turned into like chemists briefly. It was like,
Breaking Bad in the backyard.
It was horrible. And we were like sitting in his backyard with like cloths, like literally cleaning golf ball after golf ball. I mean, keep this in mind. We got like 30,000 golf balls. We're going one at a time. And we're like, this just isn't it. Like this is worth it. So we kind of put the project to the side for a couple months, and we focused on really like, how do we do this properly? And we really did more research, and then we kind of figured it out. We invested in some cleaning tools, and we figured out how to get into the golf clubs. We have a partnership with the South Florida PGA down here. We're the only dive company and golf ball recovery company that is partnered with them. They've had other partners in the past, but now they're down to just us. And we're local. We grew up playing in South Florida PGA events, FJT events, AJGA events, all these golf events. So we were very familiar with a lot of these directors of golfs and these head pros. So striking conversation with them was like second nature. It wasn't like a sales pitch. It was just like, hey, this is what we're doing. We grew up down here. Like, we would love the opportunity. And we've been lucky and fortunate to grow our business, get more golf courses. We have an amazing dive team. They come in, they're really, really good at what they do. They're safety first. It's a dangerous industry when it comes to diving. But then the other side of it is, buymyballz.com, selling the golf balls. That's a beast of its own. There's a lot of golf balls. This week alone, we've probably processed 150,000 balls just this week on an off week. And, that's going from everything we do is hand sorted, no AI. So, we have people in our shop sorting everything out by brand, then by, Pro V1, Pro V1X, left dash, this and that. So there's another step. And then it's grade, like mint, near mint, pristine. So it's a monster, but our goal is to be able to sell a really good golf ball to people and save them money. Mike and I are golfers. We know pain points in golf, and we totally understand what people go through. And golf was a dying sport not too long ago. So
brilliant concept and how you guys came up with that. I love the testing in the backyard, everything else. I'm going to start with one location tip on US 1, the intercoastal between where we used to live and Tiger Woods' house. We would sit there and just try to hit balls in Tiger's yard over the intercoastal. So there's probably no less than like 50 dozen Pro Vs. I lived with 4 pro golfers or aspiring pro golfers. So that's it. A plethora of golf balls right in that location. I can give you the exact spot. And you can send your divers right there.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever done diving? Do you guys, when you're on the course, do you have,
Yeah, I was curious about the diving part.
Yeah.
Sure.
I won't dive in that water per se, but I would definitely dive like offshore. Or I used to free dive when I was a little kid over in the Bahamas. So definitely like that type of sort. But no visibility. No, thank you. I'm
good. And especially in Florida waters.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I need to know, do you guys, how much self-control do you exhibit, if any, when you're out playing yourself? And you maybe hit one offline and you see a bunch of other balls there possibly. Are you picking them up and storing them to bring back for the business?
No, but when we play golf courses, like our thing is like, we'll just go get it later kind of thing. So like, anytime we play a golf course we have a lot of contracts down here. So, most courses we play down here, it's like, oh, we lost it in the water. Like one of my friends lose it in the water. I'm just like, yeah, I'll just go get that later. And then they look at me and they're just like,
kind of the inside joke. It's like, oh, we'll get that for you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll sell it back to you in 2 months.
That's exactly what we say. But we're like pretty golf balled out at the end of the day. We see a lot of balls. Take it for what it is. But there's so many golf balls that we have to manage on a daily basis. And when we get to a golf course, we're just like, oh my God, like I don't know. Whether it's buying range balls or diving for golf balls, people come up to us and they're like, oh, we have 500 balls, 1,000 balls. Like, do you want to buy them from us? We're just like, sure, but like, can you wait until you have more? And they're like, wait, that's not enough. We're like, you should see what we're bringing in. This is like,
right.
So.
Well, congrats on the website. I was just on it this morning. The presentation is fantastic, buymyballz.com. And I'd like to see if you guys could get into the grading system, because that was what I was really interested in, and who determines, what's pristine and what's mint and so forth. How do you guys figure that out?
Yeah, Mike, you want to take that one away?
Yeah. So I mean, like, as Max and I are visual, like, we've been growing up the game of golf our whole life. So I feel like our grading, the industry as a standard, I truthfully do not know how that standard became a thing. But we started we're like, okay, we're golfers. What do I determine to be, okay, what is a 3A golf ball, or what we call a good golf ball, is, going to be somewhat slightly scuffed, that, it's been probably used in your bag. You probably have 3A golf balls in your bag already that you're playing with. But that's more of our good golf ball. Then to our near mint is a little bit step above, barely any scuff marks. You might have a few, but it's still quality, great golf ball. And then our mints, I mean, they might have small pendant and logos on them, but like no scuffs. And then our pristines, if I took a pristine and I took a brand new Pro V1 out of the bag and give you and say, hey, can you tell which one? I guarantee
you wouldn't know the difference.
You would not know the difference. And I mean, that's kind of learning the industry, is like, if I knew this growing up as like a kid with my parents saying, hey, I'm going to buy brand new Pro V1s, like, can you buy me brand Pro? I would not have my kids buy or have Pro V1s, because there's no difference. It makes no sense of spending that amount of money, especially for the level and educate. I mean, you're growing the game, you're trying to learn how to play. You're losing golf balls. Everyone loses golf balls. So the fact of paying $60 for brand new balls, is the performance really getting affected by it, especially at a level like that? I don't think so.
Yeah. Can a golf ball get waterlogged?
No.
Oh.
Well,
okay.
It's a two-sided question. Can a golf ball get waterlogged? Yes, but it's very apparent. So like the balls that you will find, it's not really waterlogged. It's bubbled is probably the proper term. Okay. So balls get bubbled. The only place you'll find a ball like that is in a hit-away batch from us, and that is the lowest grade golf ball that you will find. So that is like you're buying, it's the reason why they're so cheap. You're buying golf balls that like you're going to hit into the lake, into the intercoastal, but you want to hit like some Pro Vs or something or whatever. But it is like you're putting them down. You don't care what they look like, because they're getting blasted into a lake or getting blasted into a backyard, something like that. Mm-hmm. So any ball that we sell is not waterlogged unless or bubbled unless it's in the hit away. And then if anybody purchases a product and they have any issues with our product, we stand behind our product. So, a simple email to us with, an image of your product, and we make sure that everybody's happy at the end of the day. We have a lot of 5-star reviews. I mean, mainly 5-star reviews every single day. For every 25-star reviews we get, we maybe get 1 4-star. And then after that, it's like for every, 100, 5 stars we get, we probably get, 1 3-star. And then usually if we get a 3-star or 2-star, 1-star review, usually it has something to do with, shipping, where a customer's order got lost. And then, we have to file a claim, and it becomes a little process, usually resolved in 48 to 72 hours. But, some people, they expect their stuff the next day. And if it gets lost, we can't do a whole lot about it, but we're here to work with them until their order's resolved. So
I'll add one thing too with our hitaways too. We have went out on the golf course and made a birdie with that golf ball, and it had a big bubble on it. So maybe the performance where we thought like, oh, it's going to completely not go straight. It went down the middle. It might not go as far,
right?
That ball is probably internally damaged because it have the bubble in the air pocket in it, but it's still the archer, not the arrow at the end of the day. And if you can make a birdie with that double ball, you can make a birdie with a slightly used golf ball or a new one. I mean, it really makes no difference. So
and save $50.
Yeah. And you guys have free shipping on orders, $75 and higher, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
that's
it's like
awesome.
about a 48. It's about 36 balls. So usually like 48 pack is like the sweet spot.
Wow.
And that's a good package if you're a good golfer or you play a good amount of golf. That will get you through a couple months of golf, and then you come back, and it's about every quarter. I think a 48 pack if you play a lot of golf. Every quarter you probably come back for more balls.
And I can attest, because I am also a client. Not only am I a hair club
let's
member.
see that packaging. That's pretty great.
Let's see that. That's awesome.
And
very cool. I was curious how they were going to arrive.
Yeah, so that's actually our 12-pack, but we're getting away from our boxes and we're just doing 12-pack bags. And then we come in 24, 48, and 96 packs. And we also sell 500 in certain types of golf balls that we have so many.
Just being environmentally friendly, conscious.
Yeah.
Talk about Balls for Change. I know that's an initiative that's important to you guys.
Yeah, so Balls for Change is the parent company. That's the bigger picture thing, right? So our goal with Balls for Change is to be able to use profits from Buy My Ballz and the dive and recovery to then go back and give back to organizations within golf. So it's a big thing that we saw where a lot of these companies, I mean most of these companies, they're not golfers. So you can go talk to the owners and founders of these companies, and they don't play golf. And if they do, they're not very good. They don't have connections within the golf industry. And we want to work with PGA programs. We want to work with first tee programs. Give back product to these programs. Donate money to help kind of expand the game of golf. South Florida PGA, for example, they have really good initiatives. They have about, I think 3 or 4 charities within their organization. And, it could be anything from, helping, kids struggling with, illnesses and stuff like that, or, military soldiers who just come back that want to get into golf, but they can't necessarily afford it. Balls for Change is a big initiative. It's the overall bigger picture. But in order for, the Balls for Change life cycle to work, we need the Buy My Ballz side to perform, and then we also need the diving side to perform. So if everything works together, our proof and our master plan works really well. So yeah, and we're constantly making donations. We have a tournament coming up. Wounded Warriors or Hope for Warriors, Mike, I think is the is a tournament. We just made a good sized donation to them. Play for Pink, which is big in women's breast cancer in the golf space. We make a donation to them every year. There's a couple others, but we're in our early stages. We've probably donated more than any other company that's been around for 30 years.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. You guys are doing great work. Was awesome talking about the company, but we are a Philly-based podcast, and we always have to ask this question. We're not sure if you guys have ever ventured that far up north in the U.S., but if you have, is there a Philadelphia course that you love or have played? And let's talk about it.
Yeah, my roots are actually from New Jersey and Philadelphia. My
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Phillies, Eagles, Flyers a little bit, kind of. My whole family has had season.
Sixers are back.
Sixers are back, but they're having locker room issues. So that's another conversation. But yeah, I'm from my family's from LBI, Long Beach Island. Parents grew up in Bucks County. So I have a lot of family up there. My family were members of Squires.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm not allowed there.
Yeah. So I played a lot of golf. Played a lot of golf up there growing up. There's a lot of great courses. Cricket Club and stuff like that too. Roname and
Ronamick, yeah.
Ronamick. I played a lot of golf courses.
Squire's a good one. Though.
Awesome.
Squires.
How about you, Mike?
So unfortunately, I've been to Philly several times. I have not golfed up in Philly. I don't think
we got to change that. Yeah.
But I'm a true Floridian, born and raised. I like to call ourselves now, especially down here, we're a rare breed.
Locals.
Yeah, we just don't. There's not too many true Floridians down here anymore. They're all from New York, Philly, New Jersey. So.
Are you calling me out? I'm right here.
Maybe.
I hope to be right behind everybody in there.
Well, then give us your favorite course down here.
So my favorite course down probably in South Florida, it's either probably MacArthur or Quail Valley too. Quail Valley's
and MacArthur has such a great logo.
Yeah,
one of my favorite.
It's a classic. It's a classic logo. And probably third would be Loblolly down here too. That's a great golf course.
Yeah.
As well, so
very cool.
Yep.
Well, what is the you guys aren't tied to any brands, you sell them all, but what is the most requested? Is it a Pro V1? I mean, what do people want the most?
So it's actually, so Pro V1 and Pro V1X are hot sellers, but I think in terms of volume of what we move a lot of, I mean, we move a lot of Pro Vs. I mean, it's incredible how many Pro V and Pro V1s, but they are, they generate a lot of, revenue just because they are a higher price item on our website, but we move a lot of Callaway mixes. So that's going to be, anything that's not a Chrome Soft or ERC, but we move a absolute ton of those.
Even our store brand. I mean, our store brand is a bunch of different golf ball combinations, like the Wilson, the Kirkland, Pinnacle, Nike, mixed in a bag, and like they sell too. I mean, I kind of learned in this industry, like I was a Pro V1 guy my entire life. And then I switched for a bit. I still do. I play it every now and then, is the Tour Response that came out with the Lime Stripe. I think the putting just helps me on putting better, but I mean, everyone has a preference on it. But yeah, I mean, it's really, some people like Ferrari, some people like Lamborghinis. It's really what people like and choose and the feel. So that's kind of how I look at it.
Nice. So obviously a big time coming up, right? We got Black Friday, we got the holidays. People are listening. A subscription would be a great gift for somebody. Just talk about coming into a very important time of year for you guys.
Yeah, so we have Black Friday, big week coming up this week. We have great discounts all week long, starting Monday. Another boost on Thursday. We're going to roll it into Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday as well. We're going to have pretty much all of our product up. It's a good time to jump on, get product for the season, or if you have any golf trips coming up. Subscription plan, we're almost there. We're working on rolling out a program where, if you're up north, we want to time it out where you're not buying golf balls when there's snow on the ground, because there's no point.
Today.
So, yeah, exactly. So we needed to fine tune kind of our offerings a little bit, because we didn't want to offer a program where we're sending golf balls every 2 months, and for 5 of those months there's 6 feet of snow on the ground. So we're working on fine tuning that, coming up with a really good program. So that should be rolling out soon. We would have liked to roll it out for Black Friday. It's not going to be ready. It's a lot of coding and custom stuff on the back end. But, we think Jan 1 will probably have a good program to get, everybody on board and start getting ready for golf season.
Awesome. Great stuff. Make sure you check out Buy My Ballz. Offer still stands. Any Eagles game coming up, you let me know. If we catch a warm day, maybe we can mix in some golf. But we appreciate you guys coming on. One last question. You guys know a lot of people in the world of golf. Who do you think we should have on next as a guest?
I think you guys should hit up one of my best friends, Andrew Kozan, local down here. He won on the Corn Ferry Tour two years back. Struggled with some injuries last year, but he's been working hard, and I think he'll be back this year.
All right,
text him, shoot him, connect him with Moose. Let's go.
Yeah, I will.
Sounds good. Thank you guys for coming on. Continued success.
Appreciate
it. We'll be following along for sure. Love what you guys are doing.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right, let's take a quick break and we will be right back. All right, welcome back to Swing It and Ding It. Great to talk to the Buy My Ballz guys. More to go. Hopefully they're a part of the podcast moving forward, because I think it's a great product. I think it's great for our audience, right? We talk to a lot of golfers at different levels, right? I wanted to ask if they had any alligator encounters, but we'll save that.
With the diving too, when he's like, I don't dive in that murky
Yeah.
water. I mean,
Yeah,
it's all over. You have to. There has to.
yeah. My wife, who's from Florida, says if there's a body of water, you assume there's alligators in it.
Yeah.
Like, just,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll ask him that on the next episode. How many alligator encounters?
Just
But yeah,
for
great product, and everybody listening. I mean, save yourself some money. Go check out their subscriptions. Get yourself, stocked up for the upcoming season.
Just for an example, a Chrome Soft Mint 5A quality, 12 balls, so a dozen, $25.99.
Stop.
That's half price. That's more than half price.
Yeah.
Because I think you pay like
grabbed,
$55 a dozen or something for those right now.
I grabbed some Strixons. Shout out Brandon Matthews.
Nice.
And they're perfect. They are. You could not tell the difference.
Are they the Z Stars or the Q Star?
The
Z
Z?
Star.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good
I
boy.
used to say. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I'm
That's
using
what our
them
house
now.
has.
Using them now, Danielle. Just a little hint. So,
Oh, I got
it. So the Butterfield Bermuda Championship, you guys are going to have to help me here, because just like Rafael Campos, who had a 1 week-year-old daughter, I also had my daughter. So I didn't watch too much golf. I'm going to be honest, but the 36-year-old from Puerto Rico gets it done. Chichi Rodriguez. That name came up a lot during the broadcast, I heard, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
How great is that?
Love it.
This win puts him alongside Chichi Rodriguez, like one of Puerto Rico's most iconic athletes, obviously the first Puerto Rican to win on the PGA Tour. But how do we talk about Chichi and not talk about the sword dance, pretending to duel with his putter? Or Brad and I were actually watching videos last night of Chichi. He said the one time he hit a putt and it was a birdie, but the ball went in the cup and then it ended up bouncing back out. So then Chichi said he would take off his hat and put it over the hole every single time, because he's like, that's not coming back out now until I go over and pull it out.
He always had a great hat on.
Oh, yeah.
He
like
was always dressed really well. Yeah. Straw fedora. Yeah, it was really cool. But yeah, what an emotional story. Isn't it crazy how golf, it just always seems to, these stories come together where, this guy has, like you mentioned, Moose, his daughter 6 days, prior. He's 36. He's a journeyman. He's been bouncing around from tour to tour. He's about to lose his status. Okay, that's why he's on the fall series. He had missed 13 of 14 cuts. And he comes into Bermuda, and it all comes together. One big good week. Danielle, you talk about this all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just amazing. Like, he just unloaded. He lost it after, the final putt and everything. Like, the emotion was just unbelievable. And, this guy had been, he had 24 events on the PGA Tour in 2024. He made 8 cuts, had 2 top 10s, and now gets a win after 13 of 14 missed cuts.
And
now he's set for the next.
He
turned pro way back in 2011. Had been on the Canadian tour, the Latino American tour, the Corn Ferry tour, just bouncing around
all over.
And now he's got a win. It's unbelievable. And he's playing this week too. I thought he'd take the week off.
No,
because, to get ready for Hawaii, but he's playing this week at the RSM. So
entered the final round tied for the lead. Collected 68, had a little bit of a slow start there, but birdied 6, 7, 10, 11. And then now, 1.2, $1.3 million in prize money.
Somewhere. Yeah.
Secured his PGA Tour card for the next 2 years.
Right.
And one of the sweetest aspects, ticket to the Masters.
Exactly.
And he's not on the outside the ropes.
And the iron he made bogey on 14. Okay, from about 2 or 3 feet, he missed a putt, and that would shake people to their core. You've got 4 holes left to go, a couple of shots in the lead, and all of a sudden you miss what should be a gimme. The wind is howling, and it was all week. He hit an iron shot into 15 that was just splendid after he teed off with an iron. Then 16, which is that par 3, 220, 230 yards, with the wind howling, he sticks an iron in there. He just hit unbelievable golf shots when he had to. Made birdie on 17 and then held it together on 18. I think he made bogey on 18 after he hit it over the green. But bogey or par. It was either par or bogey. But just to be able to hold it together with all that he was going through was really something to watch.
I love it. I mean, I love how golf is becoming a full year-round sport, right? The fall has not disappointed.
No,
I think it's only going to get better, right? We don't know what's going to happen. We had Donald sitting next to Yasser at the UFC, so there might be some movement with that. There might be more golf with better fields soon.
Yeah.
So love to see it. Absolutely.
And we talked to we talked a little bit about this last week, Moose, Harry and I, but Justin Lauer, and just we talked about kind of his entire career and how he's, flirted with the bubble and things of that nature. But I mean, the golf he is playing right now, he's just, I'm rooting hard for him. I'm watching him. If he doesn't win this week, I mean, it's definitely upcoming soon. He
kind of came unglued a little bit in the final round in Bermuda because he was close there too.
Real close. But mentally, you got to think, it's when you're contending like T2, you're on that first little swipe of the leaderboard for the past several weeks. I mean, mentally, it's got to do a little bit too. So he's close. He's there. And, We're going to see something from him soon. Maybe we just need him on the podcast to give him that little,
that helps.
Yeah.
You get the
I'm efforting Rafa Campos, by the way.
Yeah.
How's your Spanish?
My Spanish.
No bueno.
No bueno. Exactly.
You get the Austin Eckroat bump when you come on the podcast.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So, but I appreciate you guys holding it down last week in my absence.
Yeah.
Great listen. I don't recommend people spending time in a hospital, but it's a great listen while you're in there. If anyone's listening right now,
we're honored you listen to us.
Yeah, of course. Danielle, do you have some tea to spill on this?
I know
day?
It is cold. Just a couple different things that we can talk about. One, I feel like we have to, there's no way avoiding this, is that the PGA Tour made a bunch of changes and they kind of just snuck it in. I think it was like on like a Friday while the rest of the rest of the tour is playing. So Lucas Glover, who hopefully friend of the show soon, he came out with saying, I think it's terrible. And then hiding behind the pace of play, I think challenges our intelligence. They think we're stupid. Don't cut fields because it's a pace of play issue. Tell us to play faster or just say you're trying to appease 6 guys and make them happy so they don't go somewhere else and play golf.
He's
what
right.
Are your thoughts on that? Exactly.
He's right. He nailed it.
And so many other golfers, agents, players, everything.
LPGA,
I say they're like,
thing right now.
What's that?
LPGA.
Well, that's
topic.
Pace of play thing. That's
play,
real
right.
pace of play, though.
Yeah.
Like
right.
Lucas called it out for what it is. This has nothing to do with pace of play, really.
And if you see the doc that the PGA Tour released, they kind of were trying to hide behind pace of play from Lucas's standpoint. I'm going to just stay biased there. But pardon me, you look at it and it said, okay, we need to cut the fields to speed things up. We need to do this to speed things up. We need to do that. So Lucas was just like, no, you want the guys at the top to be happy. You're taking away Corn Ferry Tour cards. You're taking away signature spots in the signature events. If you go through the list, there's a bunch of different omissions and unrestricted sponsors exemptions have changed. Field sizes have changed. There's a ton of changes. And it's the way we see this game is going to be changing more and more as we move forward. So interested to see what's going on. But at the end of the day, we've talked about it so many times, like nobody's buying tickets to something that, they don't want to see. So if we need those top guys in there, we'll see. But then you have a guy like Rafa who wins, who wouldn't be in one of those elevated events or anything else. That emotion, that humanization, people were loving it. It was all over social. Oh yeah. So it's just, it's kind of, you see both sides of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Sorry, I was so enthralled in that. I forgot I was sharing the tea. I was just stuck on that. We talked about it last week, Hare, that Bryson is still trying to hit those wedge shots. Yeah.
Over his house.
So I think
it's must see tea. Like do you see the amount of views he's getting? Millions and millions of views. It's unbelievable. Genius.
Yeah. And so his caption was like, "Oh my God," or something along those lines. And I was like, "Oh, he did it." And I got sucked in by his marketing ploy and I watched, and I'm going to spoil it for you guys. He didn't make the hole in one, but he had 10 shots and he was getting them close. So if you watch, some are off the rocks in the front, but it's entertaining. It's fun.
I mean, did you watch the St. Andre golf? We reshared it, their take on it. They are my favorite in the golf comedy social media world right now. They just crush it every time. These guys? St. Andre Golf, you'd recognize him if you probably don't recognize the name, but
when you
look at our Instagram story, it's still up there. Go back and see it. But they do their version of it. I don't know if you can see the guy, but that's the guy, right?
He's going over his house.
Yeah, and his wife comes out. It's awesome. But like, think about. I posted it too, like how many windows would you break and how long would you take? Like his dispersion rate is like within 3 feet with all these balls. I can't believe he hasn't changed the pin position.
I know.
Because he's not getting any rollback, but I like how he's getting mad. And in 8 shots, he doesn't make a hole in one over his house. He's like, come on, why can't I get this?
But like you said, that dispersion rate, like all the balls, like I could paint like a circle.
You could put a bucket out there.
A hula hoop. Yeah. It's all within, which is wild. And I said that to Harry. I was like, he's not throwing stones, but he's hitting golf shots. And thankfully
love Bryson right now. He liked the reshare that I put out there.
Was that really him?
It was, yeah. I've been fooled before, but yeah, it was him.
Only once.
Out there.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, let's go into Harry's favorite player of all time, Rory. He closes 2024 season in, spectacular fashion, if you will, by winning the DP World Tour Championship in Dubai. This was his 4th win of the year, including 2 on the PGA Tour. And this was his first on the DP World Tour since January. So I kind of forgot about that. Finished 15 under, claiming a 2-shot victory over
Rasmus.
Yeah.
Højgaard.
Højgaard. And also secured his 6th race to Dubai title, tying Sev, and moving him a little bit closer to Colin Montgomery's record of 8. So, did you take any of that in here?
I saw some of it. It's on in the morning, so I watched a little bit of it. And
G for you.
Wasn't surprised that he held on. I mean, he kills it over there in Dubai.
Does.
I mean, if he doesn't have a second or third home over in Dubai, he's doing something wrong.
He's doing it wrong.
He's made a lot of money over there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he and his caddy were quite happy.
Yeah.
Celebrating that. Yeah. Good for Rory.
Nice sentiments about each other. Yeah.
Yeah. The weird story that came out about that too, which was just bizarro, and it's since been pulled down and apologized. I don't know how this stuff gets started. I really don't.
It's so easy these days just to put something out there and people just run with it.
Yeah. But I mean,
but also you can make money off of it. It's clickbait,
Right,
if I say, Harry Mays is going to.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah. We have Michael, our producer, the other day. I'm going to clip it. I'm going to put that out there. But yeah, a wild 2024 for Rory, both personally and professionally. Runner-up the U.S. Open and the Irish Open. So nice way for him to finish it on a high note. And another, $3 million?
Yeah, like
in tournament prizes and $2 million for a race to Dubai bonus. So if you want to donate to golf, the Golf for Balls or good for balls, say it correctly.
Balls for good.
Balls for good. Yeah.
My goodness. With a Z. Then go ahead, Rory.
That's right.
Hit him up. What else do we have? So we can get into the R7.
Nelly.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about that.
She won for the 7th time.
Insane. And 7 wins in a single season. So she joins golf legends Kathy Whitworth and Nancy Lopez with that 7th win. And then this season's final tournament is also this week, the CME, which is underway in Naples, Florida. And we have Nelly, we have Lydia Ko, some of their top players, competing for the end of year honor. So I didn't get a chance to look at where she's at right now, but we shall see.
She was the first American to win 7 times in a season since Beth Daniel did it way back in 1990.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. It
came down to her and Charlie, too, which was pretty cool. And then Charlie had a bad final round. But
Harry cried.
Anytime you can get those two on TV together, I mean, that'll get eyeballs and that'll grow the game.
Oh, for sure. Very entertaining. And then her brother was out there to watch her, grab that win. And
I think it's the first time he's seen her win live, which I found bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a family of athletes.
Oh, yeah.
What's in those genes?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, good stuff. Did you guys did you get to see my Patrick's Revenge video that the great Ty, Mike Powers guy, put out there? That was fun.
I did. Yeah, it's bizarre where they had like the hose on the green and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. At first I was like, wait a second. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, from that tournament that you guys did.
It's fun. It's such a fun tournament every year. Legacy Club does a great job. A lot of courses do their Greenskeeper's Revenge. But this is one we look forward to. We had a blast out there. So
it always looks like so much fun.
It was great. And then, Harry, we're going to be on location next week. Really excited about this. Danielle, wish you were up here with us. Are you coming back up this way next week for Thanksgiving? No? Staying? No?
Yeah, we're going to the valleys.
So the great Marco from Ticks for Good is they're having an event, a turkey shoot at none other than Trout National.
Stop.
So we are going to get our eyes on the place. We're going to play Silica Sands, which is the par 3, the short course.
Wait, what day?
It's Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. So we're gonna probably do a little remote kind of recording down there. Hopefully get some footage and some content if we're allowed to film. But I'm excited, Harry, just to get my eyes on the place. There's been so much hype around it, and we're going to be able to play the course, play the short course.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Bring your parka, probably, right?
Yeah, it's going to be
What's the weather
cold.
going to be?
It looks like high 40s, and we're not. I think if we're off at noon, I mean, we should be all right. If it's not windy, we'll be okay.
Yeah, 46 it says here, so that's not too bad if the wind is enough.
But check out Ticks for Good. I mean, they are friends of ours, and they do some really cool stuff. And it's such a simple and easy and great concept to do good, and get a chance to win some incredible prizes that are legit, right? I know there's a lot of weird stuff out there. Yeah. These guys are, you pick your favorite charity that you want to donate to, and you're entered into to win trips to the Masters, incredible stuff that they put up there, concerts. So check those guys out, and more to come on that next week when we are live from Trout National, the Reserve.
So jealous.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And of course, now is Q School time, and we got some local guys making some hay down in Georgia, in Savannah.
What do we got?
There's 5 sites around the country that are that are at the second stage. There's like qualifying, then first stage, then second stage, then final stage, which is in Ponte Vedra, coming up on December 12th through the 15th. But we got Braden Shattuck is in the mix. I think he's one shot out of the qualifying right now. But Chris Crawford, who played at Drexel and was out, as one of the alternates for the U.S. Open out in Los Angeles 2 years ago. Mike Dinda, of course, works with Chris. Mm-hmm. He's currently second place right now. There's the leaders are at 18 under. This is through 3 rounds. They got one more round to go.
And this
today.
Is stage 2, right?
Yeah, this is stage 2. Like the top 18, I believe, will make it to the final stage. Crawford is currently alone in second place at 16 under par, and Shattuck is one shot out of the mix right now.
What site is this here?
Well, this is. I'm on bluegolf.com, which is where they got all the scores.
No, I'm sorry. What site?
They're in
course?
Savannah. They're in Savannah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Patrick Sheehan was down there too. He's kind of had a tough week. Right now he's +5, so I don't know if he's going to make it. But we could have 2 guys make it to final stage of Q School, and then we got to congratulate our buddy Mike Brown, who has actually advanced. Brownie. To the final stage of PGA Tour Champions Q School, which is really difficult to get to. That takes place December 3rd through the 6th out in Scottsdale at the TPC course. He finished T6 in his qualifier at 3 under par to make it, so he's already in the final stage. So that would be really cool.
Love it.
Yeah,
we haven't. I'm trying to figure out where he's at right now, but we're lining up a bunch of guests, and then we have Patrick Newcomb. He's going to come on the podcast and talk to us. He's currently in the middle of Q School. So he he said, I'm leaving for Q School this week, and then Thanksgiving and second stage. So he's in Savannah right now. So do you have that in front of you, Harry? What's Patrick Newcomb at right now?
Let me try to find him.
And then December 11th would be final stage Corn Ferry Tour, or he flies to Asia for Asian Tour final stage. So these guys, it just gives you a glimpse. Nobody realizes the grind to get there.
Oh my God.
He's currently 4 under par, so he's a couple shots out. He's from Kentucky.
Oh yeah, he's a blast. You guys will love
Kentucky.
him. You might have met him at the NEPA Invitational.
Okay.
But hopefully he gets it rolling, because he's silly. He can get real silly with the putter and just kind of black out once he starts going. So let's wish some of that luck on him there and get him up that leaderboard.
Absolutely.
Love it. So we're recording a little bit late this week, so we're not going to see the line because we're in the middle of it. But we have the RSM Classic, the final event of 2024.
How do we get here?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Sea Island and the Penn Club on second, Harry. They have an event coming up too. On 12/1, they're doing a watch party with Fox Sports The Gambler, our buddy Sean Brace, for the Eagles-Ravens game. They're going to have some contests, long drive, closest to the pin. Mm-hmm. So it'll be a lot of fun. We'll be doing an event out there soon once the heart of the golf season kicks back in too. But great courses down in Sea Island, Harry.
Yeah, the Sea Island Resort is fantastic. They have 3 golf courses. 2 of them are used for this tournament. The Plantation course, which was a Walter Travis who designed Scranton, is the original designer. Davis Love and his brother Mark Love came in and did a sort of a redesign or a refurbishment. And then they got the Seaside course, which is where they play 3 of the 4 rounds, which was a Harry Colt original, which Tom Fazio came in and renovated. They're short courses for PGA Tour standards, just right around 7,000 yards. Seaside's a par 70, and the Plantation is a par 72. The average green size moves 7,200 square feet, so a lot of 3 putts for us probably. 47 bunkers, 14 water hazards, and water's in play on 13 of the holes for the Seaside course. Bermuda grass. Fairways and rough, and with a ryegrass overseed, and the average landing area 47 yards wide, so you can hit the fairway and hit the green, but you better make a lot of putts. And they actually have both Plantation and the Seaside at Penn Club, and I was playing some of the holes on the Seaside last night. So the signature hole's that 13th hole you can see behind me, and it's a really beautiful spot.
How'd you play those holes, Harry?
Not well enough. I didn't drive it well enough. There's marsh everywhere. There's bunkers everywhere.
It's so cool that you can just go there and play the same courses these guys are playing. You know what I mean?
It's really
Pretend
cool.
You're out there too.
Well, yeah, they've got a category on the computer for tour courses, events. Like the places where the tour goes. So you can filter it in there like that. So yeah, pc2conchi.com. Had a couple guys sign up this week from my club. So love it. They're always taking memberships.
Just checking the leaderboard now. We got Matt McNeely. Right. Yeah. Yep. Even through 2, but he's 8 under total.
That would be cool.
Yeah, Andrew Novak up there again.
Yeah, that's the guy I took. I put a wager in on him for a top 10 at plus 330. He's a Sea Island resident and finished 2nd in the Bermuda event.
Ben Griffin's Sea Island too. Let's see.
Ben Griffin's always up there, and he always seems to be in the mix.
He's slowly just collecting and stacking some cash and FedEx points there.
Yeah.
Right.
This was the year last year where Obear went off and went 29 under. And
really silly.
And he's in the field.
Imagine 29 under.
He's in the field this week, but it's the first time he's playing in an event since having the knee surgery.
Yeah,
it's his return.
Yeah, and he got off to a tough start. He made a triple bogey on one of the early holes on Thursday. He was +5 the last I saw. I don't know what he's at right now.
You got to think, though, returning after being out of the mix for so long, you have nerves just in general. Somebody once described the adrenaline of standing on, that first tee box, that it feels like a tiger is chasing you, but your feet are glued to the ground. And I'm like, I can't imagine just sitting there and there's people just staring at you. And that's okay, let me just make contact with this ball and keep it in the fairway. Mine be in the drink. Good for balls would be in there fishing it out.
You come with your own dive team.
Right. All right, boys, we're probably going right with this one.
All right, well, we will be back next week. Harry and I on location. Excited to get out there. Thanks again to Max and Mike from Buy My Ballz. Check those guys out. See what they have to offer. And we'll be back next week. Looking forward to see who wins this last event of 2024. It's been an incredible 2024 golf season. So let's see who gets it done.